It's what happened in the past 20 hours in Nigeria as concerned the End Bad Governance protests. The government is deploying all the machinery it has, to stop protesters from coming out to protest. The government is afraid to know, to tell you that the government of Bola Ahmed is very, very afraid of the protest and what the protest may bring at this particular point in time. That is why you see all measures. They are trying to do all they can to make sure they silence people, to stop people from coming out to protest. Various allegations, various arrests, various things being done within the past 24 hours is just to make sure that people have this fear of them coming out to join the protest. But irrespective of what the government is doing, there is still hunger in the land. Irrespective of what the government is doing, people are going to bed regretting or having to regret that they are Nigerians. Irrespective of what the government is doing, people are still mad at the policies of the government, that the hunger, the hardship is still on the faces of people, irrespective of what the government is doing. Within 7 days, the government has rolled out different plans to, in quote, as they say, ameliorate the suffering of the people. I checked up the dictionary, the word ameliorate, because somebody sent Gary to his community. He shared Gary to their community. And the word that person used when he shared that Gary, just a little sack of Gary, that they are ameliorating hunger. And an insult to the intelligence of people who know what ameliorate mean. Because of the protest, the government is running helter-skelter to look at what it can do at the moment to appease the minds of the people. Like I said yesterday, that these protests, the foundation protests, when we look at things, when we look at the handwriting on the wall, is predicted from the north. And you know the north, they don't play. When they say they're going to do something, they are bent on doing that thing. The JSS have made some arrests in the north, identifying people that have championed protest and made arrests and tried to scrutinize them, but that has not stopped them from protesting. The police, the army are now patrolling the streets, are now moving up and down in a guise to tell us that they want to make sure that the country is safe from any form of violence. Yes, whether the violence is coming from the government, whether the violence is coming from the people, the police are on high alert. I was very surprised that, especially in a place like Benue State, we have Benue State, in a place like Benue State, that have been ravaged with all sorts of killings, kidnappings, and all what have you. You can see the presence of the police in Benue State, and nobody is flinching just because of a protest. Security have been beefed up in all parts of Nigeria. Security agencies are now active because of protests. Security agencies are now making investigation, trying to point out or find out those that are actively supporting or actively sponsoring any form of protest. Somebody came on air and said, the reason why I don't mention them is because I don't need them that publicity. We know that most of our Nigerian leaders, they are not useful to the Nigerian people. That one is sure. We know that the structure that has been built over years is a structure of me, man, no man. It's a structure of people coming together and age grade people come together to hold on to power and milk from the resources of Nigeria. They are not leaders. They are not people that are willing to, yes, represent the people and in turn serve the people. So we don't have people that serve, we have leaders that serve the people in Nigeria. If we had, all these stories we are hearing will not be listened that. The government thought that Nigerians would not come out and protest at the end of the day. That's why they kept silent to the cries of Nigerians. And you know one thing about Nigerians is that Nigerians have been speaking on social media. Nigerians have been complaining, since the inception of this government, Nigerians have been airing their bitterness. The government have been listening, but they have not been listening with the ear to serve. They have been listening with the ear to make sure that it does not get into a point whereby they cannot control the situation. People have been crying of hunger for the past 1 year. The government did not listen. Is it now that they want to go and protest that the government is saying that we feel your pain? So we have leaders. We don't have leaders that are people-oriented. We don't have leaders that have come to serve the people. Whether they be local government chairman, whether they be councillor, whether they be commissioners, ministers, whether the presidency, whether makers, whether the judiciary, whether the legislator. No offense to the very few, minus 0.0000% are there to serve the people. No offense to you. But we cannot look at 99.99% of politicians that don't have the people at. They are not leaders. They are not people. That is why you see policies upon policies to deceive. Policies is to just deceive Nigerians. Their policies is to make sure that they keep themselves in power and loot all they can. The government has a propaganda machine. They don't have a policy-driven development machine that would develop and bring the dividends of democracy to the people. So one former minister said, protest is treason. Protest is treason. On a live TV, a former minister under Buhari said, protest is treason. So those that are coming out to protest should be charged for treason. The government has rolled out all its machinery. Whether it's the police, whether it's the army, whether it's the DSS, whether it's the intelligence report. We saw counter protests by women, mothers, people's mothers were protesting against protest. Protesting against protest, that is the funny thing you find in Nigeria. People's fathers were protesting against protest. The government is not looking at the fact that how do we deal with the hunger in the land, but focused on the fact that they need to stop the people. We saw a report whereby it is alleged that the government spent over 6 billion naira to mobilize to stop protesters. I tell you that the government is behaving insanely. That will not stop the protest. You know why? The government needs to know that hunger is a different kind of would I call it predicament or something that affects the people. Hunger is a different kind of thing. So if you give somebody, because I am surprised that a government that said it is prepared, it has been preparing for the presidency for the past 20 years to ameliorate hunger, you are giving bag of curry, you are giving bag of rice. A certain church on Sunday had to give bag of rice to quench or ameliorate hunger. Would 3 bag of rice ameliorate hunger? Or would that 2 kg curry ameliorate hunger? Do you know what it means to ameliorate? It will not. It will not. The government have been deaf to the cries of the people since the past 1 year, and they expect people to just listen to them that they are going to do this or that. Don't forget, government has not gained the trust of the people. I'm not talking about politicians. I'm not talking about people that are taking it for ulterior motives. That is not my focus. My focus is on the people that really anticipate that they could do 1 or 2 things. I'm not talking about those that did not vote. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a president to all Nigerians. He's a president to all Nigerians. I'm not talking about whether it's a party thing. I'm talking about the Nigerian people that are suffering and suffering and suffering. These ministers, these SSAs should go on the streets of Nigeria and look at what is happening firsthand and advise the president that stifling protesters, bringing anti-protests, organizing a bunch of people, pay them money. There was a picture that trended on social media when an old man, probably in his late 40s, wearing a t-shirt, Endbadgovernance, was counting money, which if you are going to interpret that, probably he was paid to come out and protest against protests. The government is not ashamed that it is just destroying its reputation. The reputation that they don't have in the first place. They are just making Nigerians see them for who they are. They want to make sure that they demoralize Nigerians from coming out to protest. But the protest is going to hold because it is hunger. This morning I'm hungry. I'm protesting. This morning I don't have the wherewithal to sustain myself. I don't know how tomorrow holds for me. I want to talk of families that are living below $1 a day. What do you expect? What do you expect? All the structure of criminality have tried as much as they can of the protest. The IG of police threatening, the military threatening, the DSS, they are threatening, ministers are threatening, religious leaders are there to calm the nerves of Nigerians and do all sorts of things as can. But Nigerians are not backing down on this protest. Whatever happens, it is a win-win for non-state actors. Like I say, the government has accused Boko Haram and the bandits of trying to use this protest for their advantage. It is to the advantage of the Boko Haram and bandits in the north. It's a win-win. And as we look, Tinubu might be Nigeria's last president. Please, if you're watching, please help me like this broadcast this morning as we run through what happened in the past 24 hours. Please help me like this. I see a number of people watching. Please. Also, on the Moses, I see you this morning. Insecurity in the northern region of Nigeria is the cause of the hungry. A lot of farm in the north, yes. When we have farmers that are being eliminated day by day, and the government is just looking for ways to extend their political tentacles, looking for to put their leg in Kano, Edo State, River State. They forgot that hunger is something that you cannot stop propaganda. You see, one thing I have come to understand about governance in Nigeria is that the only tool the government have at its disposal is a propaganda tool. That's what they are very good at. Like I said, these people you see on leadership that are holding leadership positions, they don't have what it takes to do what is right. They are not wired. They joined the ministry politics through corruption. They are living through corruption. They are building their political career through corruption. Everything they do, they are accustomed to being corrupt. They are accustomed to doing evil. So they find it hard to do what is right. There's no need for all this protest if the government has done what is right. If the government has been transparency, accountable, the government will just come, roll out figures, stop journalists from having further investigations, stop having their chat and pally, a media that is not selected. People will ask you questions and know what the government is doing part-time. They don't engage the people. They are just there rolling out policies, appointing political appointments, SSAs, ministers, just appointments, lavishing the country's wealth. You can see this one, spending money for social things. They are not concerned about the people because they are not used to that ship, because we don't have leaders. There's nothing like leaders we don't have leaders in Nigeria. It's just a diction. It's just a word. It's just a guy name. They are not representing. We don't have people that are there to serve the people. That is why it's difficult for them to, even if the protest stops today, the government will still fall short of the expectations of the people. I'm very sure of that. If the protest stops today, when you go on social media, when you go on newspaper, and you look at the newspaper publications, reports every day. Whatever the government is doing, they use propaganda to sell it to the people. I study journalism and we understand propaganda is one of the tools used in journalism. Yes. To amplify a certain policy of the government so that the people can accept the government and the good groups. The government can be in the good books of the people. Propaganda would not work on hunger. Propaganda will not work on when there's no light. You tell us that the government added 4,000 megawatts. 4,000 megawatts should shockings. Let's see that 4,000. Let's see it. Let's see it. It show workings. Your propaganda cannot bring food on the table of Nigerians. Your propaganda cannot look at. Fuel is almost 800 naira. There's queue. Where they have this fuel, there's queue there. Your propaganda cannot show the reality of the average Nigerian on the street. So what is the need for propaganda? You use propaganda and you think it's working. Tinubu might be Nigeria's last president. The way I'm saying it, the way the North is determined to bring down the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the way the Southeast, they are just praying that let this thing, let the North and Southwest, let them fight and scatter the country. Let everybody start going their separate ways. The way every other person, I was at the newspaper stand and we were having conversations on what is happening currently. An average Yoruba man does not support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Average Yoruba man. Anybody that supports Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is having an affiliation with APC, or somehow they are benefiting from the government, whether through their brother, whether through their sister, whether they belong to an association that gets favors from the government. An average Yoruba man does not support the APC Bola Ahmed Tinubu. An average. Go on the street and confirm that. Go and confirm it. Hunger is really campaigning against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Amongst APC supporters, forget what you see online. Forget what you see online. What you see online is just fallibles. So I was at the newspaper stand. A Yoruba man, somebody that supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a conk supporter, said one thing. And what he said is that let Tinubu divide Nigeria. I'm praying that Tinubu divides Nigeria. A Yoruba man, let him divide. And I believe that is where he's moving towards. Somebody that was saying that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu will favor me and my family, he was a diehard. He said that Tinubu disappointed him. This is not... Go on the streets and confirm. The rate of hunger, the rate of hopelessness on the street is making people... Even though some people will not come out and protest, they are already protesting in their mind. They're just waiting for a trigger. A trigger that will trigger them to come out and vent their anger. That is why when you see Nigerians venting anger, they tend to destroy things. They tend to destroy... Look at what happened with the MTN office in Festac. To show you how bitter Nigerians are against their leaders. Somebody said, if I have opportunity with one of these leaders, what I will do to them. So that's are bitter against their leaders. But the leaders' propaganda is going to help them. If propaganda help you have your way today, what of tomorrow? It can't help you all the time. It is good governance to the people that will help you. But it's unfortunate that Nigerians don't enter one chance. These leaders are not wired to do what is right. They are not accustomed to that. That is the problem. Just do what is right. Be accountable to the people. If the president is not accountable, how will the ministers be accountable? If the senators are not accountable, how would ministries be accountable? They learn from their bosses. It now trickles down to the society. An average leader, whether you're a pastor, imam, whether you are a community leader, whether in a company, an average leader tends not to be accountable because there is an imagery from the top. It reflects in every strata of leadership in the society. It reflects in even in the school, in the house, in the family. It reflects because the head own level of disdain for the Nigerian people. You know what needs to be accountable? These guys know what it means to be accountable. They know that if they are accountable, most of their secret dealings will be exposed, and it will trigger reactions that might not be good for them. So that's why they manage the information that goes to Nigerians. Look at what's happening with Dangote. The revelation he made, now we are seeing Dangote, the president, having a mutual understanding. The president has directed APC to supply Dangote crude oil, and he should be paying in naira. And they are helping Dangote to subsidize whatever he's doing. They are helping Dangote to subsidize it. He started making a revelation. So, if the government is accountable, it is going to work against them. It's not beneficial to them because the government find it difficult. That is why on a protest, before protest, you see them. They even withdrew officers from private individuals to come and quell the protest. They went different individuals that they posted their officers to withdraw them, to make sure that they register fear. Go on the street, see police here and there, militarizing, policing everything to stop people that are hungry, that are dying of hunger. Or does the president not believe that Nigerians are dying of hunger? Or does he not? The advisors, almost how many advisors he has, are they not advising him? Are they not telling him the truth of what is happening in Nigeria? When I knew that this government has lost it with the people is when they organized a counter protest. And also the people have lost it is when women, people's mothers, people that God has given children in their care to nurture, came out with placards. How much are you being paid to come out and say no to protest? Is protest a crime? Is it not the fundamental human right of an average human being? Is protest a crime? Propaganda can work when we talk about, yes, policies of government. Remove fuel subsidy. Yes, propaganda can work on that. But hunger is a beast. Propaganda cannot work on hunger. Even the people collecting money from you, you need to do that often and often again. You are just buying time. When your time elapses, you will go back to the status quo. The people will now still revolt. The government should be advised to do the right thing. Stop putting allegation that somebody wants to hijack a protest. Stop doling out people to come and carry all sort of propaganda. Stop activating the military, the militaries, police officers to threaten the people with their show of force. Stop that. Focus on what you're going to do to ameliorate the people, not sharing bag of rice. Your bag of rice, if you share your bag of rice, how long will it take? How long is it going to take? Your bag of rice you're going to share, how long is it going to take? If you share a bag of rice and you come on social media or on the media and said the government has ameliorated the suffering, the hunger through this program, they cook that rice probably 2 days and they go back to that hunger. Thank you very much. Please, if you're watching, please help me like and also share this program. Bless you. Share this program as we enlighten Nigerians, as many people that are watching this, to enlighten you on the activities of the government. Of course, as a student of history and politics, I've been learning a lot since APC got into power. I've been learning a lot. What we are taught in school about propaganda, I'm looking at the practical. I'm looking at the government practicalizing it before my eyes. And I'm connecting dots. When I go on social media and I see a tweet or I see a broadcast, I readily know whether it is a propaganda or not. And one of the biggest movers of propaganda are our national media houses. Those ones are professional propaganda machines used by the government. Sonny Uche says Nigeria has been captured by Tinubu and his family. Osonu Moses says Nigerians never see any year. This is just the beginning. Like I said, Nigeria might President Tinubu might be the last president that be the last president Nigeria will have. President Tinubu might be the last president, because this is definitely, the crisis is definitely going to lead the way we are seeing it to regionalism, restructuring. Because let me repeat it, like I said, there's no force that is going to pull Tinubu out of that power. No coalition. Since APC is in charge of the government, and you don't know the meaning of APC, you need to understand when we call APC. You need to have that understanding. APC is not an ordinary party. It is a party that have so many characteristics that you might be surprised. So nothing will stop Tinubu from completing his 8 years. I'm not a supporter of Tinubu. I'm not supporting the APC. I'm not supporting the current administration. I'm not voting for the APC. But I'm telling you that instead of you to remove Tinubu, he will divide the country. The North cannot try Tinubu. When the North started theirs, Nigerians were looking at them. I'm not really talking about the Southeast. The Southeast have made up their mind that, yes, majority of the Southeasterners, their mind is bent on Afran project. That is where their mind is. Anybody getting involved in it, at the back door of his mind is a Biafra, because, of course, they have been marginalized and they are used to it. So when you talk of end of hunger protests in the Southeast, the Igbos have found a way to be able to withstand hunger. It doesn't show on the face of an Igbo man if he's hungry. So whatever that is happening here is happening. They are just looking at it, waiting for the best opportunity for them to have a separate country, which is the solution to Nigeria's problem. As we speak, that's going to be the solution. Because the components of Nigeria, they have different agenda. Their agenda primarily is not to make Nigeria better. Their agenda is to capture power and enslave Nigerians. That's the agenda. So if the North and South is fighting, and I believe the Yorubas have a way of having their way. Their master propaganda, the propaganda and strategizing to lobby and do all sorts, they are very good at it, and they are exceptionally excellent when it comes to that. I learned propaganda from some of these guys. I studied their post. I look at their intention. I studied what they say and what they do, their body language. One reason why I went for Showore protest was to understand if Showore was being used by the APC. I wanted to know. I wanted to have this interaction with his people. So when I go to the protest ground, I look at the comments. I look at what is happening. My brother, things that are happening that we don't know. Nigerians don't know. There are things that are happening. You think it's just ordinary. It's not ordinary. It cannot be ordinary. Nigerians don't know. Some of these guys are used to hijack protests from inside. I'm not mentioning names, but I will mention shows. I don't trust you. These are people that there's this. If you read the 48 laws of power, how do you weaken your enemy? You send in people into their camp. When those people get into their camp, they gain prominence. They hold on to power in that rank. And at one point in time, they can weaken the movement. They can turn it. They can turn the tables on the movement. So both those that are working from inside the protests and outside the protests, the APC government, the Southwest, are good people at using propaganda on anything. Yes, if you're watching, I have 123 people watching. Please, I have 5 likes. Please please like and also share. You can also comment on what is happening today. The government is trying as much as it can to stop protesters from protesting, but they need to be advised that you can't stop hunger by just propaganda, by just sending military on the streets. Silas Elehibiri says, "Why are you wearing white clothes? We can't read the text on the screen." Okay. I think I need to do something for us to get for my brother that's saying, "Why am I wearing white clothes?" I need to get something. Okay, let me get back a bit. Okay, I hope you can see what is happening the on the screen. I don't know if I can help it now. Okay, I'll help. I'll rather read it so that you can see what's happening, or I'll use my hand to make it a bit clearer for you. Yeah. So, like I said, the thought that propaganda would work, while propaganda cannot work. Propaganda cannot beat hunger. The reality on the street is reality. Tinubu has lost. If a fair election is being conducted and Nigerians are allowed to vote for their choice without being harassed, Tinubu will lose again in Lagos. Probably not to Obi. But there's one thing I noticed on the street, and that is a Yoruba man or an APC supporter, a Conk APC supporter, because I will look at the environment that I am in and make my assertions from. They prefer not to vote at all if Obi is on the ballot. They prefer not to vote. If you have Tinubu and Obi, the voters will reduce because for some reason they don't like Obi. Some people, some of these APC supporters, we know, they are disappointed with Tinubu. They were praising Tinubu. They were singing all sorts, praising Tinubu. They were disappointed with Tinubu. But as Tinubu disappointed, as the government is going, they will prefer that they don't vote at all if Obi is on the ballot. So that's the irony there. But a free and fair election is conducted where people are giving their voters card, where people are not delayed, intentionally delayed not to get voters card. When a certain tribe not suppressed to come out and vote and exercise their franchise, Tinubu is going to lose Lagos again. Yes, Michael Fabanwo says protests won't tell Tinubu and the government what he doesn't know already. Do you have solutions you want to present to the government? Yes, I have solutions on my end that I'm going to present to the government on the protests. I hope they listen and they listen very, very well. Now, the government has SSAs. I'm reacting to Mr. Michael Fabango. The government have SSAs, and Tinubu is doing some things. I understand there are things that Tinubu is doing, but they are not well communicated to the Nigerian people. Nigeria is in a mess. Past governments, Nigeria is in a mess, big mess, and it became messier when Buhari finished, when Buhari got into second term. Let the media aides of the president, let those that are working for the president relay the policies of the government, make people understand what the government is doing, the impact is. We know that we are not dummies. Forget the fact that elections were won under some kind of circumstances. Whoever that is going to get will not be a magician within 1 year. But why don't you explain to us how come you're using 21 billion naira to fix the house of the vice president? Why don't you explain to us 90 billion naira will be a portion for Hajj? Why don't you explain to us why 5 billion naira, a staggering 5 billion naira will be used for student loan? Why to be transparent? Let the government be transparent to Nigerian people. Nigerian people are understanding people. The transparency is just what they want to hear and know. You will see that if President Tinubu comes and address Nigerians, assure Nigerians like the way Buhari has been assuring Nigerians, the tension and they lack communicating in the way people will understand. Even though they are looting monies, they lack this, yes, they're having this rapport with the people. You see, the people will call out a person, but the president will move on and do his own. He's not concerned. There's this woman that used COVID-19 palliatives for her birthday during the during that COVID-19. The people called out this woman, but yet the presidency turned deaf ears and went on to appoint this woman in his government. These are some of the things that the president is doing that making people angry. Nigerians can cope with whatever you give them. So far, you can explain to them, I'm doing so, I'm doing this is why I'm spending this money. If Nigerians say why, it's not okay. Let's find a way to make sure. Okay, vice president, use the former office. Nigerians, we don't need to spend anyhow. This is why I need a jet, a private jet. This is why. Explain, engage Nigerians, mostly on social media. Engage these guys. There's no man. Why is it that the price of things are going up? This is what we are doing, and at some point in time, we are going to see, and you see the government keeping to its promises decisively with people that are sabotaging the economy, not being partial. So they don't do such. They just do what they do and call Nigerians bluff. Like what they are doing with the protests. You can see Nigerians coming out protest instead of encourage, okay, it's your right to protest. You can protest, but we will listen to your demands. But they are indirectly threatening Nigerians through the use of military force. You are playing on the intelligence of Nigerians and especially Gen Z. You bring police to stifle. You go and get women somewhere. You go and act protesters somewhere. In our local government, we are seeing different kind of meetings, balloting boys, these boys. At the end of the day, the next day you see people on the street protest. This is how the government handle the Nigerian people. They are not accountable, transparent. Whatever policies you are doing, if you are not transparent, you are not the Nigerian people, it cannot work. You allow stakeholders, you allow people, opposition, use the opportunity to rubbish your government. But when a government gains the trust of the people, yes, that is when governance has started. People will even support you. The people will support you. You need to gain the trust of people, not the trust of the elite and your political appointees and partners. The senators are not representing Nigerian people. Nothing. They pass laws and people are watching. You pass laws, you spend monies, you go on trivialities, and people are watching. And these things are getting the people more angry. Even though you do something good to you, it's not going to count to them because you don't gain their trust. Like I said, they are not used to governance, good governance. They are not used to representing people. They are not used to serving the people. Like I said, they are not used. How will you tell people, Fokobale, be patient? Every day, the price of commodities, essential commodities, are going up. There's no explanation. There's no explanation why these things are going up, what we are doing at this point in time. Nothing. The media aids are just there. You see, when a media aid is passing, an essay is passing, you see the flock of cars. And what impression are you Nigerians? That these people don't send us. These people don't send us. So that is, if the government can prove to the people that we are for you, they don't have a problem. Even 5 bags of rice, and they see the sincerity of the government problem, but the government is not sincere. That's why they cannot stop this protest, whether it is today, tomorrow, or next tomorrow. The protest is going to hold in whatever form. It might not be an organized protest. It might be a protest, a different. Nigerians are creative. They will find other means to protest. You cannot suppress the people and the people look at you. And besides, the government has approximately 8 years, and they don't have a legacy. Look at Buhari. After 8 years, no appointment. He's not going out for function. Nobody's recognizing him because he failed woefully. He doesn't have a legacy. He is amongst those that have given Nigerians legacy of corruption, legacy of looting, legacy of high-handedness. I see my brother Vince AJ say, my brother, not your job to profile solutions for the government. If you cannot govern, don't ask to be elected. Of course, we have the right to tell the government, this is my part, what I think you can do. At least they can look at and pick from it and understand the minds of the people. Yes, we can do that. It can be our job to provide solutions to the president. The people that are protesting now, they put up their demands. So these are some of the demands people are, okay, we the people are our demands. This is what we are demanding from the president. So you can provide solutions to the president. Even the solution to Nigeria, these guys, they know it better than you and I. To fix the country, they can do so. They know what to do. Just that, if they fix the country, there will be nothing to. It will be hard for them to live their corrupt lifestyle. Have you gone this issue before? Okay. Have you gone to a local government before? And you see the bureaucracy in the local government. You can see the extent of like they are behaving like a cult. Because of the funds going to that local government, you see people, they just form a clique and they start taking from these monies. And what they can do to the community, they will give to the community. So they are not used to sacrificing for the people. They are not used to representing the people, doing things that will really affect the Nigerian people. They're not used to that. I've been in local government. I've been at some places. So I know what I'm saying. Tinubu is trying all he can, although these big men, they need to live their ostentatious lifestyle. They buy one or two things. But you see, if you sow corruption, you reap corruption. That's life. That is life. I'm not talking about religion now. I'm not saying whether you're a Christian or a Muslim. As it is now, as you speak, if you sow corn on the ground, you reap corn. Whatever you reap, you get me? So if you intentionally impoverish the people, make the people hungry to rule over them, this is what you're going to reap. Our universities have been doling out solutions to the problem Nigeria is facing for the past 40, 50 years. Our universities, go to their project room, you'll see solutions upon solutions upon solutions upon solutions to the problem of Nigeria. Who is going to implement those solutions? Different committees, different people, through publication on media, have been profiling solutions upon solutions upon solutions. These guys turn deaf ear. How can you explain somebody that's just appointed chairman today, in the next 3 months he has bought a house? If he were really representing the people, his salary, look at one of the CDC chairman that was removed by Fubara in Rivers. I think that name is Nwanosike. They gave him a fine of 500 something million naira. 500 something million naira. A chairman. And he said he was going to pay conveniently. A chairman was going to pay a fine of 500 something million naira conveniently. What does that tell you? He cannot get that money through his salaries or his allowances. He cannot get that. It should be through corruption. So let's stop this thing saying that the government knows the solution more than you and I. They are in that, they are wearing the shoes. They know it bites the heart. They know what to do. But how would you surround yourself with criminals and thieves and expect to do the right thing? It's not possible. It's not possible. Yes, I think Mr. Faban, you have a good point there. Nigeria should subsidize food and housing. The wrong things are being subsidized. Food and housing are needs. and should be subsidized instead of wants like petrol and electricity. You have a good one there. Frank Mike says, I have discovered that no one can fix Nigeria. Nigerians, you need to complete that statement. No one can fix Nigerians but Nigerians. But this crop of people at the level of power are the ones that have destroyed Nigerians. If you look at them, they are recycling themselves in leadership. They destroyed this country when petrol was 67. They have been there in power, and they have been in the reigns of power. Now petrol is almost 800. These are the same people that want to solve the problem of Nigerians, while they become richer and richer and richer and richer. A government that cannot manage a refinery, and we are just sitting and looking at them. So if you have anything to say, you can really comment. Please like, comment, and share. Please this broadcast. This is few days to the protests. And people are skeptical. Are you sure that Nigerians are coming out to protest? Yes. The protests have started already. Let's forget the counter-protest that is being organized by the government. They are shooting themselves on the leg. The protests have started already. Arresting people, stopping them from coming to protest would not fix anything. Would not fix anything. So people don't exercise their rights will not fix anything. And the government, when they do make a mistake, a costly mistake. A costly mistake. And that costly mistake will cost the government something. Because an average Nigerian, if they have an opportunity to meet their leaders, they might be going to, they might bag life imprisonment because of what they are going to do to any of their leaders. The hatred Nigerians have for their leaders. So there are areas the government should not go. Their propaganda. There are areas the government should not go at all. Let me even advise the government on this. If you are doing your propaganda, gaslighting Nigerians or not coming out to protest, don't go to these areas at all. Look at what happened with the MTA. You are blocking the seams of Nigeria. You see, there are things that Nigeria will not take for granted. One of them is social media. The government shuts down social media for a month. The protests that the government is going to get will be much more times 10 bigger than NSAS. You can see how people were venting their anger when their lines were blocked. That's with connection, bank, money, internet, whatever. The government should not even go there at all. They should not even get close to that place. Or you shut down internet in Nigeria. You will not tell the story. You understand? It's like taking life from Nigerians and you expect Nigerians to just fold their hands. Because some people most survive on some of these deals and interactions done on social media. Most people, yeah, their life is, if you, like when we had to find a way to stop Twitter, the backlash. So if you carry your propaganda, you can do propaganda on hunger, but you cannot win the propaganda on hunger because people will still come out and protest. Mr. Michael Faber says, you and Segun Unlo look alike. Are you not related to him? If I tell you where I'm from now, you'll be surprised. I'm from Southeast, so I'm not related to Segun Unlo. They look like him. I was born in Lagos. So I've been in Lagos for over 28 years. I was born in Lagos. Yes, I don't look like him. So I heard that the options are on the table to tamper with internet. That is when the protest will be at the height of it. Not even a week, not even the military, not even the police will stop that. Because you have touched that's where you touch. If you want to touch Nigerians, go there. If you want to touch Nigerians, some people are even sinful to eat. That's why some people just stay back. But when you shut internet and it affects everybody, like the CBN levy, you see how you see the backlash. Anything that has to do with internet, MasterCard, you transfer money, it goes and that's money and everything, connections. The government should not go to that area. If they try go to the if they just try it, at this point in time, they're even angry. The anger, The anger, imagine, the anger will be, the government cannot contain it. Frank Mikume says, by the way, why must the people announce the date of the protest? Yes, that's one of the things that the protesters have failed to understand. I really don't know who is organizing this protest. We just all of a sudden we found out that there's an August 1 protest, and we are trying to understand where is this coming from. I did my research and investigation. I saw that the people that are calling for this protest have a link with the government. That's my research. That's my research. That is what I deduce from all the thing. So that it will not be as if Nigerians did not protest. You notice, I'm a president. And there's suffering and hunger. And I can organize one or two persons. Please, as a little protest, I will give you the police. Because there was a protest yesterday. Protest against the fuel scarcity. And those people were guarded by the police. The police was in front. In fact, the police did more of the protest. The police, they now went and did their protest and back. If I'm president, I will get some people, try and do a protest. Just do a protest so that it will not be as if they do protest. So that you can calm the nerves of Nigerians. Calm the nerves of Nigerians so that they will not burst out. So some people started with this August 1st, Day of Rage. And I was suspecting them. Over the years, they have not done any protest that's been successful, that really caused any change. Every government, they try to bloat and say all sorts of manner of. They have not done any real thing when it comes to protests. So I believe those that are calling for protest, they didn't know that genuinely Nigerians want to come out to protest. Probably they're going to use that. So when they started calling that date for protest, some people latched into the whatever protest mantra. And it is becoming beyond their control. That is why you see they are putting measures. Okay, police will now say by 4 p.m. is getting beyond. They want to. They are the government. They want to control the protest through some stooge they plant here and there. I saw a guy in Abuja. I don't want to call names. I know why I call names. The guy is built. He has a very wonderful name. He went and started protesting. You know, these guys, they want to exert a certain amount of influence on this protest. Because if you have influence in that protest, you can easily, if you have access to the on and switch button of this light, if you have access, you have the power to switch off and switch on this light. So they are having access to switch on and switch off. They're powerful so that when their master tell them it's okay, this is getting too much, they can die the protest. It happens as some people turned against themselves because some people are already planted, or some people are willing to give themselves to the government because this is organizing the protest. Sir, we are loyal. We are loyal to you. We will protest as if we know that, so that it will not be as if the people do not protest, but we manage the situation when they have their meetings at the back. I'm not joining any protest. I've said it in my former broadcast. Mr. Mark Efabon, he said, tell us what you're going to write on your cardboard during the protest. I want to know before August, so that I know where your mind is. This is where my mind is, Mr. Fabon. Nigeria is better off restructured, whether in the form of regionalism or states handling your resources, or balkanization of the country. Balkanization. This is where I stand. This kind of protest will not go far. Going to carry placard. I don't know how to explain this. Going to carry placard. Restructure. Because that's what I will do. Restructure. My own is restructure in whatever form. Restructure. You start with the 9th Constitution. But the government cannot do it though. The government, the 99th Constitution, the powers that are involved in it, It will take a fight. That's why you see this fight is between the southwest, some part of the south and the north. This protest, majorly, the people that are pushing this protest are from the north. The federal government might not have a problem with the southerners getting involved in this protest, but the north, they are the real people that are. You see, every street in Kano, when you listen to their radio Hausa, everybody's calling, you must join this protest. It's not happening here. Most people in Southwest here, they're just, let's just sit back. God help us. Let's pray. The people that are coming and protest are some people that are really involved in activism that will come and mobilize people to come out and protest. Lagosians, most of them are not willing to come out and protest. They are even asking, hope is not going to, for those that are selling market, well, Igbos have said they're not going to join the protest. The victimization is there. So he's going to stop us from going to work. He's not going to stop any RTW. Have said they're not going to join the protest. So the people that are protesting are just a specific number of people that into activism in the southwest here. But the main people pushing for this protest are the northerners. So my take is restructure Nigeria so that we cannot be limited by tribe to ask our governor. Because in Imo State, some people tell you, go to your state and hold your governor accountable. The Supreme Court installed the governor, Hope Uzodinma. The people fought. Who is in control of the Supreme Court then was the Fulani cartel. So Fulani, Igbo. Fulani imposing leaders on Igbo. But if it is a state thing, state autonomy, we know that it is Imo people against Imo people. We will kill every. So when you restructure, then you can talk of progress. But the foundation that Nigeria is laid on cannot progress. P2B gets there. I tell people, if P2B had won this election, he will not spend 2 years as president. He will not spend 2 years. Can he be able to withstand the cabal? Can he be able to withstand the cabal? I'm always referring to the Islamic religious cabal. You spend 30 billion naira subsidy when Nigeria is broke. And Atiku and Obi could not criticize that. You can't criticize it now. Cabal. We have the bank. The banking sector, there's a cabal there. One of the deadliest is the sector. The cabal. In the mining sector, there's a cabal. Is P2B telling me that he's going to, even the military cabal, he's going to muzzle them? Do you know what it means to muzzle these guys? Tinubu fighting tooth and nail. He's fighting a deadly war in Asorok. He's fighting a deadly war. That's what I said at the beginning of my broadcast, that Tinubu might be Nigeria's last president. Might be Nigeria's last president. And he's going to favor everybody. He's going to favor everybody. Both the west, the south. I don't know about the north. That's not my problem. He's going to favor everybody. So for the protest, for me, it's not going to yield the desired result, but they should protest, because if you don't protest now, you give the government an edge to just do anyhow. Because if they say no protest or people want to protest, the government will not have this bragging right. Yes, we stop them from protesting. We can stop them ever again. That's one of the reasons why I'm in support. Register our grievances through this protest. The government didn't listen to us when we were registering it on social media. Things, reports were going here and there. They did not listen. Allow these guys, allow them to register. I'll be there as a media person to cover the event of protests. I'll be there as a media person. Yes. So that is what we are faced with today. Today is another protest. Let's see what the government does differently. Yesterday, they did all they can. Abuja, see soldiers. There was a counter-protest. Women were there. with all inscriptions, what have you. They didn't even understand what they were holding in their hands. In Kano, police and army were patrolling, protested in Niger State. Abuja, Niger, the roads blocked the road. Protesters blocked the road. Now the government, the soldiers. It's very interesting. Soldiers are being sent as if it's a wartime. Soldiers are being sent to protest. Various media houses are getting guests that are talking down on the protest. One former minister said protesting is treason. Look at the mindset of your leaders. Protesting is treason. So, more machineries are expected today. This is 2 days to this. More machineries are expected. But this is my message to the government. Don't expect that Nigerians will not come out and protest. Never, don't allow that be in your mind. If you're watching, help us like, subscribe, and also comment. So I'm leaving the floor open to those that are watching. What do you think is the way forward, looking at the situation? Yes, Antnam, I know Antnam, my friend. Lagos is paying 70k, Abia is paying 18k. Go and protest in Abia. Like I told you, I'm not for the. Like I told you, Igbos are not protesting. So how would I ask that information again? How would I make us understand my stand? I said restructure Nigeria. Restructure Nigeria. So those that are protesting in Lagos will protest. Those Lagosians that are in Lagos will protest, of course. People that will protest wherever they will protest will protest. Mr. Brown Trendy says Nigeria, yes, Nigeria belongs to all of us. So far we have the 1999 Constitution. You can stay anywhere and protest. But I'm not moved by those that want to gaslight me to tell me that I should go so place and protest. I'm not moved by that. If I protest, I'll protest anywhere. I'm being covered by the Constitution, 1999 Constitution. We are a federal system of government whereby you have the right. So far, you don't constitute nuisance. So far, I'm not constituting nuisance. Protest is a right. It's not a criminal activity. So there was protest. Mr. Antonam, I don't know where you reside. There was protest yesterday. So why is it that just Abia is paying 18k, blah blah blah? That issue is for the economists to do what they do. We know when we talk about revenue, when we talk about GDP, Lagos is far more than Abia. Lagos is far more than 5 states in the southeast. So you don't expect them to be on the same level. That's a different conversation. We're talking about the protest. Brown Trendy says we have directly or indirectly contributed to the development of the country that you want to claim. Okay? Brown Trendy says everybody have a right to protest. Yes. Annam says local government have autonomy. State government can generate their own electricity. People should focus on their and local government restructuring. Yes, I support you, Annam. The governors, the focus. I like this thing about local government autonomy. Yes, it's part of restructuring. State government can generate their own electricity. People should focus on their governor, and local government restructuring is happening. Since my broadcast, I've not called Sonlu. Although I stay in Lagos, I pay tax in Lagos. Whatever I'm doing is in Lagos. So it's natural that where I'm staying, I'll hold the government around that accountable. If I reside in Abia, I'll do the same thing. So I've not spoken about Sonlu government. I'm talking about the protests. So let's not divert our attention to somewhere else. I'm talking about the protest, and it is the federal government that these guys are placing their demands on. It is not the state government that subsidy that has plunged us where we are today. Onome Brothy, he said, if the Yorubas want to sue the nation, they should continue this Ronu rhetoric. Yes, I support the Ronu. When you talk about Ronu, I think it's been hijacked by people who don't love the Yoruba heritage. You're a human being, and whatever identity you have is to preserve the human nature. You're just a human being. So if you are going to identify as a Yoruba person, your Yoruba-ness should reflect the laws of nature. Of course, if you are going to be an Igbo person, your Igbo-ness should reflect the God and nature on your humanity. Humanity first. Sam Onyekore say Bola Tinubu is totally anti-Igbo. Bola Tinubu is the biggest racist to the Igbos. Tinubu is very terrible history when it comes to integrity. The Igbos are true Nigerians. I agree with Mr. Sam Onyekore. Yes, I agree with Sam Onyekore. Not because I don't really do things like an Igbo person. For those that they call me Yoruba boy. I'm not a god. I don't believe most of the time I don't believe tribe. I believe in humanity first. But when I look at it, Igbos everywhere doing what they are doing, they are the true Nigerians in action. Every other person is being conservative. Yes, Igbos are not united as you look at it. Every other person is being conservative. Tiwa, Arab. But what does Igbo have? What does Igbo have? Brown Trendy says, the only reason I feel sorry this president is because I know he cannot solve the problem. Yes, I agree with that. We know that the problem cannot be solved by the current administration. I don't believe he's racist towards Igbos. I see Antnam having a reaction to that. I don't think that is my opinion. Everybody has his opinion, so it's a right to air your opinion. I just think that is the phobia and every Nigerian has. Don't single out Tinubu. There's a phobia they have for the Igbo people. It's a general thing. So don't single out a Tinubu or because he's the president. No. When you go to different ministries, when you go to different places, whether in Abuja, whether in Kano, you that phobia for Igbo phobia. You see it. It's a general thing. Shore said it. He made that assertion. Mr. Michael Fabaon says it should be unacceptable for government to allow food prices. Yes. The reasons why this protest will not stop is because the food prices, my God, the food prices are getting so. If you live overseas and you have people here, you understand what I'm saying. The food prices are getting to another level entirely. Another level entirely. People are just crying. You go to the streets, people are just sitting and people lost. Last week, a prominent company sacked over 200 people. Sacked them because they cannot keep up. This will not get into the news. This will not get into the news. People are being relegated to unbearable. Bakersfield. Yes, I see Bakersfield. When Jonathan was president, why didn't he split the country? Why must it be done by Yoruba or the current president? I think it's going to come naturally. The president splitting the country, the North will make this happen. They want to stop Tinubu from. They are calling Tinubu a one-term president, and the Tinubu that I know that I've studied, I schooled in Lagos under his administration. Under his administration, we got free education, primary school level. A resilient man. You cannot. I said it at the beginning of this broadcast. I said it. Not gagging up together cannot remove Tinubu, and that's the more reason why it will lead to the division of the country, splitting of the country. Tinubu is setting up things down that will help him. Give him an exit. Help him divide the country. Nnamdi Kanu is there. That is a game. This is what I feel. That is a game. If you play chess, or let's say you play what? We have general market 14. We have pick 2. Hold on. So check up. Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, they are just check up, waiting. If the North does anyhow, he's going to unleash a Nnamdi Kanu, Igboho, or any other element on the North, and that will lead to restructuring the country. The move for regionalism, you saw it under Tinubu. Look at local government autonomy now. That one has had its way. That one has had its way. So what we are seeing is, at the end of the day, it's going to be that the North wants to remove Tinubu, and Tinubu wants to remain as president, scatter the country. It's going to be beneficial to everybody at the end of the day. So I see restructuring as the only thing that can help. That can help Nigerians. Antnam says, to succeed, those who are complaining should focus on their governors and go back to farming. Well, I need to meet this Antnam. We need to have a conversation. I see this comment at the newspaper stand every day, and we need to have a conversation on how can this happen, looking at the limitations. Why is it that we have food crisis when farmers are being killed? The security agencies are not able to protect our farmers. Why is it we're having food crisis? It is because of people are not going to farm anymore, because it is not safe to go to farms. You might lose your life, and you don't have what it takes to wield weapons to defend yourself. It's just something else out there. Mr. Michael Fabawan says, I'm going to tell Segun Onlo I saw his brother in Christian Chuku. You get more viewers than Segun. Okay. Mr. Bakersfield said, kudos to your analysis. God bless you. Brown Training says, ironically, we are all sharing money in the UK. Samuel Kode says, I was born and raised in my early years in Kaduna, attended high school in the East, and worked briefly in Lagos before proceeding to the USA. Adnam said, Adnam, you are doing the campaign for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's the president, we know. So if you're talking about being the best president, your vote, you have your own take. Looking at 200 million Nigerians, what are their take? What Tinubu has done, like I said, if you joined this broadcast earlier, the media aides are not explaining to Nigerians, making Nigerians understand. Let Nigerians understand what you are doing. You can't just tell us you are doing such things. We are not seeing the reflection. The Nigerian man is not seeing the reflection in his day-to-day activity. I have done this. I met hunger. Do you know what it means to use that word? A governor use that word. We are taking steps to ameliorate hunger. While you see hunger on the streets, does it make sense? So we need these media aides to explain to us, which I believe they cannot, because they explain to us what the government is. Let us understand. Let there be communication, whether it's on spaces, whether it is a town hall meeting. That is your job, to relate to the Nigerian people. But political appointments, people that not fight for anything, are just political jobbers, are just appointed here and there, surrounding President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all sorts of manner of advisors. They cannot advise them, tell him what is happening. Wow. So, Adnam, I think Adnam, like I said, I need to meet Adnam. Let's have this conversation about going back to farming. I'm not going to take. I know 3-4 farmers on ground. These farming experts. We have had experts come online to say all things, but it does not really hold water when it comes to the real thing that we see on ground. We have farmers. We have places where we have been getting most of our produce. These places are riddled with insecurity. If you want to create new farmers, you want to employ people to come on the farming table, that's a different thing. Yes, that's a different thing. That is a different thing. But the existing people on ground have been killed. Why would we not have food crisis? Those ones that are there, the government has a responsibility to stop them. It is not that it has been there 10 years. Stop them. That's why we need leaders. Stop them. That's why you are the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Stop them. Don't give us the excuse that they have been there 10 years ago. That is not an argument. That is not a. The Southwest governor and said we are going to start farming revolution, blah blah blah. What have they done? They they have all the resources they have. They have all they have. They have what it takes to do what is right. They are not doing it. That's why these governors need, well, Mr. I say we're in the southeast, are you from Abia State? Annam said it. It's like Annam from Abia State. Sukwato. Yes. Because you see, despite all the economic instabilities in Nigeria and the world at large, I still believe in the president. Okay? Good luck, Mr. Bakers. Adnam says, I've not seen you do anything about farming or agriculture. People, I think I'm going to bring somebody, I'm going to do a broadcast one on a farmland so that you understand what we are saying. We are not playing. I'm not doing this broadcast because I just want to do this broadcast. I'm not doing it because I feel like doing this broadcast. We are passionate about a working society. A working society. The reasons why Nigeria is not working. Why would we do, if Nigeria is working, I don't need to come and start trying. What can we do? What can we do? The governors that have money, that are established, how many of them are doing farming? Okay, the president have investment in farming that we know of. He might have, but let Nigerians, I don't know, there's a way communication helps a government. When you have a friend, a lady friend, a girlfriend, and you make her understand your situation, or your wife, this is the situation, they understand with you, but no communication. You just do things as if you're in the military regime. Someone Nyekore says, I have good Hausa friends and speak Hausa language well. I was helped by a Yoruba friend in the USA during difficult times and some Igbos later. Yes, that's what we want in diaspora, because they are in a different space. Get along. Nigerians in diaspora get along. All regions should produce food, not, yes, should. The bulk of this responsibility is on the table of the governors. The governors will empower citizens to do one or two things. Yes. Me, I want to be a politician. I will be a politician. And I'm going back to my state to become a politician. Because I'm very, very much interested in seeing progress in any community. I'm very, very much, people that know me, I'm very, very much interested in seeing the lives of agricultural revolution. But you might be where you are, but you think it's just as easy as it is. Leadership is very, very critical. But we don't have the leadership. We have people that are just there for fun. As a person, if you mobilize probably loan of 5 million naira to go start, and you don't have seedlings, you don't have, you pay 30% of that money for electricity and all have you. You pay more of that money for what is now the essence. So we have leadership problem. Please, we have 9 likes. Please help us. Click on the like button. Click on the like button. We have just 9 likes. The protest is going to go on. My advice to the president is that allow the protest go on. Listen to the people. Do due diligence. If they don't have leaders, look at their demands. Engage Nigerians. They are easy people. Engage Nigerians. We know that the North is fighting the South, especially the Southwest. The North is fighting the Southwest and fighting President Tinubu. Engage the South. Engage Nigerians. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Appease whoever you want to appease. Let everybody come together. Let's go regional or restructure. Well, in the next 5 minutes, I'll be reading comments. And Annam, I hope you have liked I see people watching. Hope you have liked. Protest is allowed. Yes. Riot and destruction of properties is very 100% correct. But guess what? Who are those people that become violent at the end of the day? Most times, I'm not saying the people don't become violent. The people become violent, but most time it is the government that instigate violence. That one is something that is established already. Nobody is having an agenda any agenda to remove Tinubu. Tinubu must go. That one is not working. Not that because I'm a supporter. I don't like APC. I don't support APC. That does not mean I will say what is on ground. Tinubu must go on this protest. Is no gay area. You are just disturbing yourself. Okay. I will be calling it the close. Thank you very much, everybody that have watched and also been part of this program. I'll be doing this every morning, and would like us for the conversation. It is a good time to be alive, and as we see the protesters muzzling strength come out and protest, we also see the government to stop protesters. I will answer Nnam for the last time before I leave. Nnam is a very special kind of person. Please like. I have 78 people. Please like. You're asking Nnam, why should Kanu be released? He ordered the killing of officers and destruction of Lagos and justice. Mr. Nnam, many prominent people who understand the rule of law, if the law cannot prove that you are guilty, all allegations you are using here, if you cannot present the law and it is taking this long, the government is the prosecutor of Nnamdi Kanu, and it is taking this long to convict. You should know that he doesn't have a case. Most people have come out to say, release this guy. The government cannot convict him. If this evidence are saying cannot be taken to the court and they prove beyond reasonable doubt and prove it, they should release this guy. Tinubu is a wise person. He knows what to do. Nnamdi Kanu will be unleashed when Nigeria is ready for division. Nnamdi Kanu, that is my perception. From his part, Nnamdi Kanu is the part he's using. So when he not do anyhow, he check up. I have answered Nnam. I don't know people that are asking for Tinubu's son's address, family address. They are, in every there are people that are doing things that are not supposed. There are people that just overdo things. We know that. Even in your family, if you have 5 children, there are people that just somehow. So let's not focus on those people. Let's look at what they're saying. Keep it up, bros. Yes, Michael Obadi. I see someone you could say Nigeria judiciary is the cause of Nigeria's problem. The judiciary is the stock exchange commission who pays the piper, dictates the tune. Tinubu is a planner in bribery. Because you said I'm Yoruba and I support NK's release. Yes. Nnam, this is my final statement to you on protest and Nnamdi Kanu's release, because one of the demands of the protesters was Nnamdi Kanu's release. Although I knew that the person that put out that demand was trying to sabotage the protests, looking at the mindset of Nigerians. So if I put Nnamdi Kanu release in the demand now, it will puncture the protest. He claims to be a leader of the protest. He put that release Nnamdi Kanu, knowing the rage the North has against the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So it's like starting up something, but you are creating an open door to puncture that protest. If you cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt, which I doubt the government can prove, that Nnamdi Kanu did what he can do, if you cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt, release the guy. That's what I would tell Nnam. And protest is a right. The government should not find ways that it can make turn. People have advised the government know the trajectory of the government. If they don't want a protest to hold, they will sponsor elements. The government should not make this protest bloodily. you not make this protest bloodly. There is no leader to this protest. There are people that are just bringing up this. The person I'm talking about, the show, he came up in space and said this. They blasted him and said, "You are not leading us." So some people want to exert influence on that protest, want to come out and say, so that we are, though they are a decoy, that is normal thing that politicians do. They plan here and there. Most of them that are coming out to say they are leaders, some of them are decoys. The leader of test has been said countless number of times. Hunger is the main leader. See, let's not deceive ourselves. Hunger. Let's not deceive ourselves. Let's not deceive ourselves. Let's not deceive ourselves. Hunger. Don't play with the minds of people now. Don't play with the minds of people. Don't play with the minds of people. Hunger is one of the sponsors of this protest. No playing Showore. Showore is doing his thing. He's playing with the minds of people. If Showore calls for a protest, the last protest he carried on, we saw the people that responded. So Nigerians are not taking Showore. Forget social media. Forget social media. Forget social media. I'm telling you, forget social media. On ground, Showore does not. Okay, during the elections, how many people vote for Showore? When we look at the people that he gathers, how many of them? How many of them? How many? So forget what social media can be so bogus that you think that some people, like there's a guy called Lagospedia that is carrying out propaganda. He has been fished out. His pictures have been fished out. When you look at the guy carrying out propaganda, on Igbos, you will be wondering. So this is a guy on social media that the way he does, you think that this guy is. I'm hungry, Mr. Amu. If you want to ask me that question, yes, I agree with Mr. Bakersfield. We know the government is doing all it can, but you see, the protest will hold. If not in the north, like I said, there was protest yesterday in Lagos. There was protest yesterday in Lagos. So it is not about people should protest, register their grievances, and let the government do the needful. That's all what they need. Okay, God bless you all. I'm seeing just 14 likes. Please let it get to 50, please. If you're watching, please like this broadcast. As we have this conversation, please like the broadcast. Like the broadcast. I want to ask Mr. Antnam, are you a Ronu? Because I don't think, I believe the word Yoruba conservative is good. So by tomorrow, I think we'll have another very, 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 very bogus conversation. Mr. Okoro Moses, well done. Mr. Danny, well done. I say, Mr. Antnam, are you Yoruba Runu or Yoruba conservative? That's the question I'm asking Mr. Antnam. Are you Yoruba Runu or Yoruba conservative? Those that have hijacked the Yoruba Runu movement, I don't think they think about humanity. Yes, I just want to confirm that. Okay, I think you are more of a conservative. You are more of a conservative than Yoruba Runu. So let's pray that the government does not instigate chaos in this protest, so that it doesn't go bloodily. If it goes bloody, we are moving towards the anticipation that Nigeria will be restructuring, whichever way it pans out. Thank you all. I have 15 likes. Thank you all. God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless you all. God bless you all. Please, let's get this to 50. Let's get this to 50. I'm not saying Yoruba is not good. You can Runu, but I said those that hijacked the Yoruba Runu on social media, they're not doing well for the Yoruba people. They are giving a bad name to Yoruba people. I know Yorubas are people that are educated, well-read, Yorubas are, I've lived with Yorubas almost all my life, although currently I'm living in Igbos all my life. I've lived with them, and I know that in every tribe there's always a kind of people that does not give the tribe a good name. These are the Yoruba Ronu people. They don't give the tribe a good name. Herbert Ogunde in his play had an intention of allowing Yoruba people think and chart a course for themselves. But this Yoruba Ronu just, they don't have a direction. When you go to the Ogun State, you see Yoruba youths wasting away. Why shouldn't Yoruba Ronu and tell their governors to empower you? So that is yes, Yoruba Muslims and Christians aren't on the same page. Of course, the division comes in different ways. We have tribe, we have religion, we have geographical location. That's how the politicians, that's how divided we are. Yoruba Christianity and Muslim, they're at war. So you should expect that they should not be on the same page. The problem the Yoruba people are having, I'm not denigrating anybody. That's my opinion. You have your opinion. I will not stifle your opinion. The problem Yoruba people are having should be from the Yoruba Muslim aspect. Should be. Let me use that word. Should be. Should be. Should be. Okay. God bless you. 17. Okay, let's get it to 20 likes. If you've not liked this, please, let's get it to 20. Mr. Brown training said, we protest with understanding that we want this man to change, not fail. Nobody wants, the people that want Tinubu to fail don't understand Nigeria and the politics. Don't pray that a country fails, except you have a way out when a country fails. If Nigeria fails today, we will all be on our feet. Everybody. But when a government is unwilling to change, you change the government in whatever way. Survival of the fittest. When you try to advise the government, please do this. You are even putting please, something that they are supposed to do naturally. You are putting please, and they refuse to listen to you. So you just change them. Nobody's praying. Anybody praying for Tinubu to fail would be praying for himself, not to have an environment that he cooperate. If Tinubu fails, the North is going to hold on to Nigeria and deal with everybody. Because the Igbos have decided not to align with the North against the Southwest. The Igbos have decided to be on. The Igbos have to be on the fence, so they are not aligned with the North. So the fight between the North and Tinubu, they should have their politics. And I believe Tinubu is up to the task. I believe for the Nigerian people, you're not going to get dividends of governance throughout the 8 years of Tinubu. I said it. Tinubu is staying 8 years. I might offend people, but I will tell you as it is. We might not have any meaningful development under Tinubu's bet, because the North will forever stand and want to control him. Tinubu cannot be controlled. Or is a person that is not used to being controlled. You don't dig for Tinubu. Yes. So the North will try all it can. I like the conversation. Let it keep on going. The North will try all it can to bring down the government of Tinubu. But Tinubu, at the end of the day, just like the will rise again. He will complete his 8 years. And I just pray that Tinubu restructures the country. That's my prayer. If the restructure is coming now, today, next, tomorrow, me, I'm praying for restructuring. Because the evil that have been planted, the division, hatred that have been planted amongst tribes is unprecedented. Unprecedented. The evil that have been planted amongst tribes. I have Yoruba friends that don't think. I have people that don't think the way the average Nigerian is thinking. We are all on mutual page. We are human beings, just that we have different identity. Stop us from being human beings. If your identity negates human nature, that means your identity is something else. If your identity is just like the way Fulani herders behave, you go to a farmland, you destroy crops. It's anti-human, and that has been your trend. Killing, raping, kidnapping. That has been your trend. That has been your trend. So restructuring the country is very, 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 very important. It is very, very important that we restructure Nigeria. We restructure Nigeria. Because if P2B gets there, he will not spend 2 years. I know what I'm saying. As governor of Anambra State, he was impeached because he wanted to do, like, he didn't want to follow the norm. Anambra State is not Nigeria, federal government. So if P2B gets there, he might want to put on reforms. One of the reasons I supported P2B was let him set the record straight. Let it, even though it's not going to last, that is my opinion, let him do something that will open the eyes of Nigerians on what is happening. Because it took a Dangote. It took a Dangote to tell us that there's a blending whatever in Malta. It took a Dangote. No journalist will reveal that and they will believe him. But it took a Dangote. So if a P2B gets there and exposes them, then we will now know what is happening. All those secret things they are hiding, we will now know what is happening at the presidency. But you, saying that under this construction, whereby we have the Fulanis as stakeholders, some people in the north are stakeholders that don't want progress for their own region. Some other persons, politicians, whether from Igbo, outside Yoruba, are stakeholders. You are saying this is going to work. No, restructuring is the key. Restructuring. And if this protest is going to lead to restructuring, so be it. So be it. So be it. So be it. Everybody, thank you. I'm Christian Chuku. God bless you. Please don't forget to tomorrow we are going to have this conversation. Morning, we are going to have this conversation about what is happening in the country today and provide solutions and steps we can take critically. We can also share ideas on what steps we can take critically to make that humanity, whether as Oduduwa, whether as Biafra, whether as Arewa, get the dividends of democracy. We enjoy the good of the land that we are in. God bless you, Antnam. God bless you, Bakersfield. God bless you, as many that are watching us. I'd like to mention your name if you're watching. Please make a comment. Yes, God bless you, Bakersfield. I see you, Antnam. Michael Fabango. God bless you. Sam Onyekure. God bless you. 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 I think people love this conversation this morning. Yeah, let's focus on the fact every Nigerian needs the government to intervene. Let's forget Yorubas and Igbo. This is not a conversation for today. The government should intervene on the plight of the people. If you are sick and you go to a hospital and the person that can save you is an Igbo doctor, Mr. Ant now, would you refuse to be treated? Would you refuse to be treated? No, you will not refuse to be treated. If you have an issue, we get help from different tribes, so let's not bring that here. You know, we have differences that we need to stay, but that does not negate the fact that we can work together. We should have a structure whereby we have our identity preserved. If there's a Biafra, your identity as an Igbo is preserved under Biafra. If you are Oduduwa, your identity as an Oduduwa man is preserved. Otherwise, your identity is preserved. As a Biafran, as an Oduduwa, you get that. You work together with other nationalities, and you are best of friends. And you become family. You intermarry. But that restructuring is very much needed. Very, very, very much needed. God bless you all. I want to end this broadcast. Till tomorrow. For watching. Bye for now. Amen.